You know, this is really a full circle moment for me because this is where the book began. And so it's really special for me to come back and do my first public signing here. Because when the book starts, I'm kind of a hot mess. And most of you had no idea how much of a mess I was at the time. I was having panic attacks that made me feel like I was having a heart attack and stroke. And I really, I couldn't quite get it together, you know, on the inside. So I go to the doctor and he said, you know, you're having panic attacks. I'm like, I don't have panic attacks. Like, I've been a single parent and I've been through all this stuff. Single parents don't have panic attacks, you know. Like, a job does not make you have a panic attack once you've raised your child by yourself. And he said, you know, you really don't have anxiety issues. You have an environmental issue and you need to do something about that. It's time for you to do something different. And so I listened to him for about 5 minutes and I said, okay. He said, you want to take some time off? I'm like, nope, can't take any time off. And he's like, well, just take 2 weeks. I'm like, nope. I just couldn't see myself going in and having that conversation in the middle of what was a crisis. But things continued to escalate because the one thing I've learned is when you ignore what God is telling you, he turns up the volume. And so things got progressively worse and worse. And I finally made the tough decision that it was time for me to go, even though I had no idea where I was going. And over a series of months, he poured into me these powerful life lessons. And it was because I said, God, I don't know what to do, but I know there has to be more than what I've known before. Like, I do not have to kill myself to do something that is of value to the world. So how do I turn this corner? And it was through those daily conversations with them that the 12 lessons were born. And I'm not going to read from you through the book. What I want to give you are the 3 things that are the overarching themes. Because I think if women, especially women, learn these 3 things, we can win the war for our self-worth. Because make no mistake, there is a war on our self-worth. Everything tells us that we're not enough. We age and then they give us products to look younger because there's something wrong with aging. When we're young, they tell us that we're too young for things, that we're too fat, that we're too tall, that we're too skinny, that we're too black, that we're too white. We're just too everything. We're never enough. But if we learn to define ourselves based on who we were created to be and not all the things that we do, then we can get to a more balanced place. So the first thing I had to learn was that I am enough. Without a title, without a big job, without any of the accoutrements that come with life. I'm enough, just me, who God created me to be. And once I really understood that, I learned that I could choose my path even when I can't change the circumstances. See, we could say that we love ourselves and that we feel good about ourselves, but when we really look at the choices we make in life, they don't reflect that. What do I mean? We overschedule ourselves because we feel like we have to do everything. When you start the day with a to-do list that's 20 things long, you know you are not going to get 20 things done. All 20 things are not even equally important. But because we feel like we have to do to be of value, we keep overscheduling ourselves. We keep doing things that cause us harm. What else? We stay in relationships that are no good for us because we don't want to be alone, because we don't feel of value when we're by ourselves. So we're constantly making decisions that don't reaffirm our value and worth, even though we're telling ourselves that we love ourselves. We keep trying to figure out how to be more valued. But when you understand that you're enough, you learn that you always have the power to choose. Every moment of every day, the choice is yours. The decisions you make determine how much you will enjoy your life. All of us, in the pursuit of happiness, there's probably 50 books out there that will tell you how to pursue happiness. But what I learned is that happiness is a choice, not a circumstance. So every day when I'm like giddily happy on Facebook, yeah, I'm really that happy. Like I wake up grateful and happy and blessed just to be here, just to be and have the opportunity to do this life again. I'm happy by choice. It's not that all the circumstances in my life are to my favor, or that everything is perfect, or that I have no worries. It's that I choose to trust God and be happy in spite of those circumstances. And then once we get those 2 things right, we learn that we have value outside of our comfort zone. Now, what do I mean? It's not outside the gifts, skills, and abilities God has given us. It's outside of the box we've so neatly placed them in. Because we feel like because we have a degree in X that we can only do Y. We feel like because we don't have a college degree, we can't do this. We always go back to I'm not enough. I'm not enough. It's like I've been an accountant all my life. I don't know what else I can do. I really want to open up a boutique, but who does that? I mean, who has a college degree in this and does that? Lots of people. People who've decided that they have value outside of their comfort zone. People who trust what God has placed in them to do above and beyond things. See, we put our own selves in those boxes. God never placed that box around us. He said, I have gifted you with talents and abilities and skills. Use them in every part of your life. The desires you feel down in here, those were given to you by him. So, are the things that tell you when you wake up in the morning, you know what, I really don't want to do this anymore. That little small voice in your head that says, I'm not sure that's for me. That's from him too. That's a message that we have to be empowered to make choices based upon. And that's what loving on me is. It is a lifestyle that every day you decide to love yourself more. By shifting your thinking, what you say to yourselves, and the actions you take right now. It's not big things, like I have to make a radical change in my life. It's not going to the spa. That's fun, that's a treat. That's a treat. But that's not really what loving yourself is about. Loving yourself is affirming the value and worth you are as a human being and making decisions based on that. So my prayer for each of you that reads this book is that as you read my story, the Spirit will speak to you about your own. Because it's really not about me. I had no grand desire to write a book and tell you all my beeswax. I just didn't. I did not want attention in certain areas of my life. But God said this can bless somebody else. This can free somebody else. This can let somebody else know there is hope in the midst of their circumstance. And so that's what I pray that you get out of it. Now, there are 3 things for you to do. 1, get the book and read it. It's written to read in stages. So I know people have told me I read the book really quick the first time and then I had to go back and study it. Most people have read this book more than once because there will be something in it that sticks with you. Something that God has been talking to you about all along that you have ignored, that you have gone by the wayside, that you have run past. And he'll be like, this is it. This is that moment. This is that life-interrupted moment where you have the opportunity to make a life change. And for all of you, it will be different. So read the book. Grab a journal. I am so passionate about journaling. Not just because I love to write, but because journaling allows you to go deep. Deep inside of you. To write the things that you cannot say out of your mouth, but to release them, to see them on paper, to write the vision, to make it plain, so that there is a space and place where your ideas, your inspirations, your dreams, your hopes, your prayers are all in one place. And so that you can do some of the exercises, because that's how this will become rich and real for you. And the third thing is to get a friend along on the journey with you. Get somebody that is going to walk with you and hold you accountable. I cannot tell you how important it is to have somebody that believes in you and you believe in them. That will say to you, why are you talking to yourself like that? It's like you put on clothes in the morning and you say, oh, that's so cute. Until 5 seconds later, you see that little extra roll and you're like, oh my God, I'm getting so fat. I mean, you've gone the whole circle in a matter of 2 minutes. That what started as a good day has suddenly gone downhill, and then you got to bring yourself back up again. When you have somebody else on this journey with you, they can break you of the things you're saying out of your mouth that then you have to live with in your circumstances. So find an accountability partner. Sign up for Go Get Your More online. It's free. It's a 52-week journey with me where we take a word each week, break it down, and help you shift your thinking in that area of your life. Expectancy, faith, hope, happiness, trust. This next week is going to be patience. You'll start at week 1 and go all the way through whenever you sign up. But I promise you, it has blessed me to record the videos. As a matter of fact, by week 8, you'll see a shift in me. Because what I figured out is this journey is for my lifetime too. So I have evolved in my thinking. I have grown and matured. And we have grown as a community. So I invite you to be a part of it. I'm so grateful that y'all came out. If you don't remember anything else today, remember that you are enough. You have the power to choose. Don't ever abdicate that to anybody. It is a precious gift from God. And you have value outside of your comfort zone. So that's it for me. I'm going to sign and hug as many of you as possible. And if you have any questions, feel free to stop by. Thank you.